Every time we write a program this semester, we need to have a public static void main method. And in there is this mysterious thing, string bracket bracket args, or an array of strings, one or more strings, or I should say 0 or more strings that could be in this array. Could be empty. What is this thing? How can we use it? Today is the day, now that we know much more about strings and how we can use strings. Well, it turns out that in addition to typing something on the command line to run your program, Java Chapter 9, for example, which does this, I have the option of typing anything else I want after the Chapter 9 word. So I could start here and maybe even type these up here. But my program isn't accepting these words right now. It's just continuing to run the same way as it always has. That's because my code isn't doing anything with it. But I can make that change right now in the code. So suppose instead of asking the user to type in 2 words here, I'm going to have them just type the 2 words up in the command line like I did here. How would that look? Let's see. Let's get rid of this area. We'll come back to this later. This will be important if the user has done something wrong on the command line. And instead I'm going to set magic word 1 and magic word 2 to things that came in the arguments. Double click to copy, or double click to select, Command C to copy, Control C on Windows. Arg sub 0 is that first item in the args array, and arg sub 1 would be the second one. And this is assuming that the user is being good and typing exactly 2 words on the command line. So let's see what that would look like if I build it. Wow, look at that. All I had to do was type these 2 words that if I knew that that was what I was supposed to do, and it told me the words are different. So this is an example of taking command line arguments, which I will type here. So take the 2 words as command line arguments, or from the command line arguments. Now, what happens if the user is being yucky? Like they don't know that they should be typing 2 words, etc. So let's see what happens. If I just go ahead and run this as before, but with no command line arguments. Oh, tough times. Array index out of bounds exception, because I don't have anything in my args array and I'm trying to index items 0 and 1. That's not good. I need to protect for that. Protect against that. And the easiest way to do that is to test and return, right? We've done this before. What would that look like? Something like this. If args.length is less than 2, say, and I didn't type both words, return. Actually, let's type an error message. System.out.println error, need 2 words for arguments. Usually you say something like error usage. Chapter 9, word 1, word 2. To tell you how you're supposed to be calling this program. Okay, so if I build that, that should solve my first problem, which is protecting me against dangerous user activity. There, error usage. Oh no, it's still accepting though because I've forgotten to return. Ah yes. If I return, get out of danger by exiting the program. Okay. That should help a bit. There, I get the error message and it just returns without any actual exceptions being thrown. At this point, I know if I arrive here, I know that the user has typed at least 2 words in the command line, so then I can continue. But it would be much nicer if I could fail gracefully, like take the words from the command line if the user provides them, but if they didn't provide them, then take the words from the input. So that might look something like this. I'm just going to lay it out in English first so I can get it in my head. So check the command line. If there are 2 or more words, use those. Otherwise, ask the user for input. So that means that I have potentially, let me maybe, I don't want to return anymore. I want to do something a little bit nicer. So let me get rid of this and make my logic match my comments. Okay, if args.length is greater than or equal to 2, then I will do this. Else, I will do this other thing. And now I'm going to run into a little bit of trouble with variables, which I'll have to fix. Okay, so now my code mostly matches my comment about what I want to have happening. And the only problem is that I need to move the declaration of the variable out here. Right now, these two, magic word 1 and magic word 2, only live inside this if statement because they're born in here with the word string. So I'm going to take 1 here, take out the string word, so that both the if and the else look very similar here. And then I'm going to declare them up here. Okay, so now I have created my scanner, created 2 variables to hold my strings, and now I check to see if I have anything on the command line. If I do, I'll take the words from the command line, and if I don't, I will take them from the input. That's really nice and tidy. Let's see it running. First of all, let's do one word on the input. Hello. Please type 2 words. Okay. Again, hello there. The words are different. Okay, finally, if I type no words, it should be the same thing, where it's asking me for 2 words. Done. So this is just a quick intro to command line arguments where you can start using args, and then a nice elegant way to handle in either or situation, taking input from the command line arguments or taking it from the standard input if you need it.